Hey y'all, I'm Jen, and for those of you who may be new around here, I just want to do a quick introduction. I have been gardening since 2018, seriously. I gardened a little bit before that, but I really dove in and transformed my whole backyard into a garden space and really dove in 2018. And I am a what I call a potager gardener. If you've never heard of that, that just means you have a garden that is both functional and beautiful. So I love for my space out there to have food and flowers and herbs, but also to provide a space for friends and family to enjoy. We have a fire pit in the middle with chairs, and I light it up at night. And so that's just what I prefer, and to utilize that space out there. So it's been working great for us, and I've loved it, loved every minute of it. So today I'm going to do a seed haul, and I have a lot of seeds, and if you are like me, then you have way too many seeds. You'll never grow all the seeds that you have. So I'm not going to show you all of the seeds, but I'm going to show you the ones that I plan on growing, or at least in that variety. So I'll show you those. But let's just dive in. I'm going to just jump straight in. So, and I'm using this headset so that I can be hands free and y'all can still hear me talking. So, all right, let's jump in. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and start planting really soon is our radishes. And if you like radishes, now is a good time. You can go ahead and start planting those towards the end of January, beginning of February, and they should be fine, especially if you don't think it's going to be getting super cold anytime soon, and they'll at least have time to germinate. But I love these, just a plain old radish, but I also love, and I don't have any of the French breakfast radishes. I love those. Those are actually my favorite. I've got to order some more of those, but these are radishes here. And then I also love the Japanese wasabi. This has a little bit of a kick to it if you like things that are a little bit more spicy. It's not super hot like wasabi sauce that you get in a Japanese restaurant, but it does have a little bit more of a kick. Now radishes in general have a kick in my opinion. So, and then soon after I will start some spinach and some other lettuces, just plain lettuces, butter lettuce, things like that. I'm not going to go through all those seeds because that's too much. All right, so when I start my seeds, getting closer to the time to actually start now for cucumbers, some of the ones that like the cooler parts of the summer, I'm going to start at the end of February, beginning of March indoors, and that'll be the cucumbers. So the cucumbers that I love are the Market Moors, the Straight Eights, the Baked Alpha. This is a new favorite of mine. These kind of don't have a real thick skin on them, and they are not bitter. I'll read it. It's a Mediterranean cucumber, having been developed in Israel, fine flavor, high yields, burpless, and a great shelf life. So they're really good for slicing and pickling. These are a really good cucumber. Really love those. I would probably say if you want to try a new cucumber, that's a good one to put on the list. Bait Alpha. All right, so this is also a new one that I tried last year, the China Jade. I like them. I like the flavor of them. They're more kind of like a melon. The yield is great. They produce a lot. So that's one reason I'm going to grow these this year. And they also seem to withstand pests better than some of the other ones. So that's a good option. And then these usually come back on their own because they self-sow, and when they fall off and the seeds are already in the ground, and so they come back on their own usually. But I'm going to go ahead and plant some anyway, just in case they don't this year, because it's been probably 2 or 3 years since I've actually started. Well, maybe a year or so since I've actually started some. So I'm going to start these. I love these. These are the Mexican sour gherkin cucumbers. They are a small cucumber-like fruit. Like they look like miniature watermelons, but to me it's kind of a cross between a cucumber and a lemon flavor. They're just so much fun. I love growing them. They're great snacks in the garden. If you like to snack in the garden, like things that like cherry tomatoes or anything like that you like to pick and eat while you're out there, this is a good option for that. Something fun to have in the garden. So those are the cucumber varieties that I'm going to grow. I don't venture out too much on the cucumbers anymore because I've kind of narrowed it down to the ones that I really love. So those are the ones. All right, eggplant. I have tried multiple different varieties of eggplant. You can't beat the Black Beauty. The Black Beauty, just a regular, what you would probably think of as, well, that's kind of blurry, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I can get that. Just what you would think of as just a regular old eggplant that you get at the grocery store. That is my favorite to grow, and it grows the best here for some reason. And I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but I'm in zone 8A. But these are, in my opinion, the best to grow. I've tried some that are really beautiful. I've tried some that are supposed to taste a lot better, but I felt like that these did the best and they taste the best anyway. So I think all eggplant kind of tastes the same. So I would just, if you're going to grow eggplant, I would stick with these, especially if you're in this area, if you're in zone 8A or somewhere close. The Black Beauty eggplant, I think is just good for this area. All right, melons. Melons in this area tend to fall victim to the squash bugs and other pests. So I have usually plant them, but I don't usually get a lot of the fruit because the squash bugs will come and take over. And I don't spray. I try to grow as organically as possible, and so I don't like to spray things. I do try to kill them, the squash bugs when I see them, but I don't always get to them. So, but here are the melons that I like. Now, this first one, I do like to grow a few weird things for look, even if they don't taste that great. If they're beautiful and they are going to add some really beautiful color or an unusual shape out in the garden, I'll grow it even though I may not necessarily eat it or like it. So just one or two things like that. But this one is the Kiwano Rund Jelly Melon. And if you can see, it's kind of spiky. It's bright yellow. And they're green jelly on the inside. They're lots of fun to grow. They also make a good fence cover if you have an area of fences you want to cover. These grow quickly, they spread, and they make a beautiful, almost ivy looking cover for a fence. So I do like to grow these for that purpose as well, but also because they're just fun. They're fun melon to grow. I have tasted them, but they're not my favorite. These mango, or they're also called vine peach melons. They're pretty good. They're a little sweet melon, and they're prolific. They grow. There's a lot. They're small, so you can usually get a lot of these before the squash bugs get a hold of them. But, and I don't think I've told you, most of my seeds come from Baker Creek seeds. I do have a whole bag full from Survival Garden Seeds that I might show. I might do a separate video on that. But Baker Creek is where I usually get most of my seeds from, and their website is rareseeds.com if you're interested. They always have. I haven't looked. I've got the catalog. I haven't gotten all of the seeds that I want. I'm trying not to get that many this year. I always get too many. All right, so here's another melon. This one is the rich sweetness. These taste really good. They're smaller. They're a smaller melon, and they are prolific. Don't look at my fingernails. They're in bad shape. Prescott Fond Blanc melon. This is another one that's a smaller size, and it's really good. And then watermelons. I have grown some watermelons and some kiwi, honeydew. And then the squash bugs get a hold of the vine or the plant, and usually they don't ripen before the plant dies. So I don't have much luck with melons. But the smaller melons that are going to ripen faster, I can get some of those before they get a hold of it. So, and this is one of them, the Sugar Baby watermelons. These are only going to be about 5 or 6 pounds, so not like your great big watermelons. And I think I got these from groworganic.com. So if you're looking for good organic heirloom seeds, non-GMO, then groworganic.com, rareseeds.com, and Mary's Heirloom Seeds are the 3 places that I get all of my seeds from, mostly. I have ordered some on Amazon too, but these are the primary places I get them. And then these little pumpkins, I haven't been able to grow pumpkins fully because of the squash bugs, but these will grow fast and they're so small that I usually get a lot of these. These little Jack B. Little pumpkins, miniature pumpkins. And these make great decorations in the fall. So you can also eat them, but all right, next is these right here. These are two of my favorite. They're butterfly pea. Um, I only grow these for the flower on them and that they vine up really beautifully. I have some white ones as well, but this blue one, this blue queen, is a royal blue, beautiful blue in the garden. So if you're looking for some blue to add to your garden, this is perfect for that. And this is a Baker Creek, and I think they sell out pretty quick. So if you're wanting that, then you might better go ahead and get that. This is the lavender queen. That's really pretty. But I love, my favorite's the blue queen because that blue is really, really like that royal blue color. All right, I'm gonna move on to basil because I grow a ridiculous amount of basil, mainly because I love to smell it in the garden, and I also pick it and bring it in and put it in a pot on the stove and put some water in it and let it simmer and use that as a air freshener. But this one is the blue spice. Also, they're very pretty when they flower out, but when they flower out, then that's getting towards the end of it. So if you don't want it to quit growing, then just pluck those flowers off and down here, and it'll keep growing. But blue spice, that one's really good. This has a heavy fragrance. This has got spicy vanilla undertones. That's a good one. Lemon basil, smells just like lemon. Basil. And then lime basil, just like lime. It's almost like Sprite smelling. Those are good options. Thai basil, that one is good for Asian cuisine. So if you cook any kind of stir fry or anything like that, this is a good one to use in that. It's got a nice smell, and it's also got the purple stems and the purple flowers. That's another one that's ornamental too. Genevieve's is just going to be one of your classic Italian with the big leaves. But this one, this one says it's slow to bolt, so this one is a good option if you just like basil in general. Cinnamon basil is definitely a strong cinnamon taste and smell. It's got the reddish stems and purple flowers, also kind of like the cinnamon. I mean what was it, Thai basil? Sweet basil, this is just going to be let's see. It's good for pesto. So just like kind of a regular basil. And then lastly is the purple one, purple ball. And it's beautiful. And I primarily grow this as just for ornamental reasons. But gets pretty good size little bush, but fragrant, tasty. Nothing particular. I really grow this to add purple color in my garden. So, let's see. Blue spice. I think this is the one. I think this is the one that's my favorite, that I love, that it smells really the best. I think. For some reason, I'm having a doubt about that. There seems like there was one more missing, but that's probably it. Okay, beans, good for your heart. Now, I grow beans that flower pretty flowers mainly, and one of them is the purple pods. Now, these are not the hyacinth beans that I have on my arches. The purple hyacinth beans are my primary, the ones I love so much, that I have on all my arches that grow and flower all the way throughout the first frost, really, in the fall. But these are good too because they have the long purple pods, so that is pretty. But it also has the pink flowers on it. these two are going to add some color. The red ones, yard long red. And then the emerite has the white flowers. That is so bright. That's not going to pick it up, is it? Maybe right there. You can't see it. Maybe. It's got white flowers on it, and then the long shoestring like beans on it. I do have another one that has some red flowers, but I think I'm out of those. But those are the beans. Oh, Scarlet Runner. There's not a picture on here, but the Scarlet Runner beans, those have a really pretty red flower on them. Cilantro. I don't get real special with cilantro. Cilantro is cilantro to me. So I just get just a regular cilantro. Same with dill. I don't get real picky about dill. I'm going to do a whole separate video on flowers because there's too many. But borage is a good one to have if you're doing companion planting. Borage is good. Also, I will start my marigolds. I grow the really big marigolds, and then sunflowers, and then I have zinnias that come back every year, so I'll have those automatically. But the borage is a good one if you can plant it near your tomatoes and things like that. And then okra. I have tried multiple varieties of okra, and I know that everyone loves this one, the Clemson spineless okra. You can see that. This one. I know everyone loves that, but my favorite, and I think is the best, is the one from Baker Creek. It's Louisiana 16-inch long pod for that purpose, because the pods can get up to 16 inches long before they get too hard to eat. And sometimes I forget, and I go out there and the okra's already gotten too big, and you can't eat it when it gets too big. So these are perfect for that, especially if you're going to be out of town for a day or two and you come back. They're gonna be good. So these are my favorite. They taste really good. They taste very similar to the Clemson spineless, in my opinion. They have the same kind of texture, but you're going to get a lot more okra out of them. So that, to me, is the best okra variety out there. And I've tried probably 10 different varieties. This is the best for me, in my opinion. I also do grow the burgundy one just for color. I like to have the color. So that one. All right. Squash. I've got to order my two favorite ones, and that's the Claremore squash and the Rampicante, however you say that, the long ones. I've shown y'all that before. I've got to order those two. I haven't got them yet. But these are some of my other favorite varieties. I love butternut squash. They tend to be really prolific here. If you're in zone 8A or around 8A or around there, these are really good to grow. And the Illinois squash, another one. These are good with lots of meat. And of course, these. I love these. I love the summer squash, but they don't last very long here because the squash bugs tear these up immediately. So the key, a little piece of advice, if you deal with squash bugs and you're not going to spray any kind of pesticides, then if you want squash, then you need to grow many squash plants. So don't just grow one squash plant. You need to grow 5 or 6, and that way you will get some of the squash, even though you might not get all summer or a lot. At least you're going to get some, because the squash bugs tend to all attack like one plant at a time. So if you grow 5 or 6, then you're going to get some of the fruit. So little tip there. Now, I love these scallop squashes. The patty pan squash looks like this is my favorite. It's so pretty. I love how it looks. It's also really tasty. So the patty pan of that one, this is a yellow bush scallop. So same thing, just different color. And then another one, the white scallop, same thing, different color. These are all beautiful. These look like flowers, and they are really good to eat too. The scallop squashes are really tasty. So love those. And then I'm going to move on to peppers because there's a lot of them. I grow a lot. That's probably what I grow the most of. All right, cayenne peppers. Always, always grow cayenne peppers. The hot, slim cayenne peppers. I eat these every day. I go out in the garden. I pick them every day. I eat them with a sandwich, tomato sandwich. They're so good. I love cayenne peppers. These are really prolific too. This will grow and put out a lot of peppers all the way into, I've had them growing into October. They grow for a long period of time. Jalapeno is something else I grow tons of because I like to can them. I like to do the candied jalapenos. Um, I'm going to show you these, but I'm just going to tell you my favorite is just a plain old like early jalapeno. I don't think I have any of those. I need to get some. These are the Craig's Grande jalapenos. They are the bigger ones. I mean, it's okay. I don't know. I feel like too much variety and sometimes it's not necessary. So you can grow these, but they're not going to taste any different. Might be a little bigger, but these same thing. I didn't really notice a big difference in this Tam jalapeno. Uh, Zapotec, Zapotec, same thing. The heat is about the same. Let's see. This one is less heat. The Tam jalapeno is less heat. So if you like jalapenos and don't like all the heat, this one is a little better. But I like the early jalapenos. That's the one. That's my favorite. And I grow tons and tons of those. But the bell peppers. This is the only one I grow. The sweet California Wonder, just a regular old bell pepper, just a medium size. It's nothing huge. But these are really prolific too. Let's see. Calaguritsa, if I'm saying that right. I loved these. Thought these were really good. They're beautiful. They are hot. Trying to see if there's something special. Very tasty, good tasting pepper. Mix in with stir fry or whatever you want to add some heat to. That's a good one. This one, this is a good one if you're going to be um, maybe doing some stuffed peppers. This is the giant Aconcagua. I don't know. It says it's a sweet red frying pepper. Now these little peppers right here, they are very hot. They're like a cayenne. They're hot as a cayenne. These are nice to add into if you want to eat a salad or something and throw these in and you like heat. These are another one. This is kind of got a smoky flavor, but these are real pretty. All right, I'm going to get through these. I'm not going to show you every single one. Let's see. I think these. Okay, these right here. These are good ornamental peppers. If you want to grow something where the plant is really beautiful and the fruit is really beautiful, this is one. It's called, I guess, Gillet. I don't know how you say that. From Baker Creek. But these are hot, I believe. Let's see. I think they're pretty hot. But the foliage on these is what I love the most. If you can see how it's like purple and white, and it's just really beautiful, a really beautiful plant. And then the peppers are different colors. So let's see if it's gonna there. Okay. So the peppers are different colors. It's really pretty. Another one the same as that is the jigsaw. These are spicy. These are hot too. They're about as hot as a jalapeno. That's another one. They kind of look like Christmas lights on the plant. So jigsaw. The jigsaw. These two right here are really beautiful. Jigsaw and Gillet, if I'm saying that right. Another good hot pepper. These Hungarian hot wax, if you like hot. Hungarian hot wax. Those are like the hot banana peppers. Hot banana peppers. These are like a purple cayenne. They are not quite as hot as the cayenne, but they do have heat. They're just really pretty. Serrano, however you say that. That's another hot pepper. Easy to grow, very prolific. Phileas blue. Those are just pretty ornamental. The rainforest chili is another one that has a lot of color in the foliage and the peppers themselves. And I think those are hot. Oh yeah, they said that's just a little bit less hot than a habanero, so those are hot. Um, and then these right here, these bad boys right here, I think are the ones that are super hot. It's a chili pepper. Mm, but okay, so I've got just a few more. I don't really want to go through all these. These little peppers like these are fun to have and easy to grow. So, and then of course this is like a peach version of the ghost pepper. Super hot. The daytail, daytail, those are good. I've had those. They're good. They're hot. Lemon drops, they're pretty hot. And then the sugar rush peach, it's a hot pepper as well. All right, so I grow a lot of peppers, but if I could pick just of a couple that would be functional, would be your California Wonder, bell pepper, jalapenos, cayenne, and the Hungarian hot wax. If you're wanting just some peppers that you can cook with, that you can add spice to things, or like the bell pepper's not hot. All right, last but not least, and we'll be done, and that is tomatoes. I used to grow, and I used to pick 1,000 tomatoes. I had trouble when I would go through the catalog. I would have trouble not buying any of the tomato seeds because they all sound wonderful, and I love tomatoes. So my favorites, and the ones I have settled on that I will grow forever now. And the number one is the Paul Robeson. I love a purple tomato. Purple tomatoes to me are just have maybe a little sweeter taste than a red, but these are a little bit purple and very good. That's a good slicing tomato. They don't get real big, but they are big enough for a tomato sandwich, and they make a really good tomato sandwich. And why else would you grow tomatoes like this? But that's good. Paul Robeson. That's probably my number one favorite. A close second, of course, is the Cherokee Purple. That's a favorite of so many people for good reason. They are delicious. Another purple tomato. Those are a little bit bigger in size. And then a close one to that is the carbon. These are a good slicing tomato. They are really, as another purple tomato, they're really good too. A friend of mine introduced me to these, and they were really, really good. And then moving kind of away from the purple ones, this one is kind of more of an orange color, brownish orange, and that's the Thorburns Terracotta. It's a really good tomato. It tastes really good. So a good sliced in tomato. And then the next two, these are mainly ornamental to add color and beauty, but they are good as well. And that is the orange accordion tomato. These are really pretty to grow. I didn't have a lot of luck last year with my tomatoes. I got a lot of blossom rot and things like that, and the weather was crazy, and last year was not a good year for tomatoes for some reason. But these are very pretty. And these are tasty. I don't know if you like yellow tomatoes, but they are yellow and purple. The Sart Reloise, I don't know how you say that, but they're beautiful. They're that yellow and purple, and then they are tasty as well. They're sweet. They don't get real big, but they're a decent size. And then this is a good canning tomato, the San Marzano. If you've ever had spaghetti sauce with the San Marzano tomatoes, then you know this is a good canning sauce tomato, the San Marzano. Kind of look like peppers, but all right. And then cherry tomatoes. I have a few of my favorites that I don't have here, and I'm probably going to get them. But the Chadwick cherry is probably my favorite red cherry. Then there's these black strawberry ones. They're kind of pinkish, purplish color. And then there's also a black cherry one that's similar to this. The black cherry is the best darker color cherry tomato. So if you see black cherry tomatoes, and they're so prolific, they grow so many all year long or all summer long. Um, these are good too. These make a lot, put a lot out. The yellow pear tomatoes are just ornamental to me. They grow on vines. They are adding a lot of color, but they're good too. They're good to taste in tomato. I like them because they add a different shape and a different color. So really bright yellow. And then these are the micro tomatoes, the spoon tomatoes. And I grew these last year. And these were a lot of fun just to have in the garden. I got them for free. Baker Creek sends a free pack with your seeds. And I got these for free and I grew them and I loved having them. They're so tiny. And there's another one that is a really good little snack. So you can just go out there and pick a couple or a handful and snack on them in the garden. So that's a fun one to grow if you're looking for something fun, especially for kids. That's a good one for kids to grow. All right, so that is all. I won't go on and on anymore. I'll show the survival garden seeds maybe in another video. But for now, that's my plan, besides a couple that I don't have here yet. But as always, I want to encourage you to grow something, even if you're not going to grow a lot. Pick a tomato, a cucumber, and a pepper, and then grow those. And start them from seed and use a windowsill, whatever you need. And even if just one plant of each, just grow those and have fun with it. And I promise you're going to love the process. It's a lot of fun. And you might find yourself addicted and creating a big space and doing a much bigger garden next year. But thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I do also have product reviews of products that I use, products that I love, things that I want to share with y'all. So if you see product reviews on here, and try to do tutorials on some things and show different things than the way I do my garden. So if this is your cup of tea, then make sure you subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that when I upload new content, you'll get notified of that. But thanks for joining me today, and we'll see y'all next time.